Hello everybody and welcome back to Roadwarden. It has been a little while, but we've got a long way to go. We made it to the White Marshes last time. We learned a little bit about Astarion, but I feel like they weren't telling us something over here. Or at least they were keeping quiet, but I feel like they don't trust us. We couldn't speak to the religious figures in town either. We need to earn their trust. We also have this rock slide that we're stuck with. There's a pebbler. I think, though, we're gonna head down and maybe check out this abandoned village, and then maybe go up to Foggy from there. Because when I asked what you guys thought, Licinius Lucullus said go along the southern way and explore more of the ruined village in the eastern path. So I think it would be interesting to check that out. Because we never did finish checking that out. I think I got freaked out by our character being hungry, and so I ran away. So let's see, we're at Howler's Dell. So yeah, if we go to the ruins, Pell to the north, southern crossroads, and then maybe we go east from there? I don't know, let's see. We'll start by checking out the ruins again. I don't remember what we've already explored, but I guess we'll see. So let's start at the village. Oh, I want to travel. Leave the square. There we go, now I can travel. The ruins. Oh yeah, and we haven't gone down this way at all. Okay, so first let's go to the ruins. We'll check that out first. Because we want to be able to have enough time to get back to the inn as well. This is only an hour to get to the village, so let's go this way. Oh yeah, we haven't even gone inside. The village remains dead. You hear a river in the east, separated by the lush meadow filled with crickets and rodents. We have 10 hours and 45 minutes before dusk. I take a closer look at the gate. Pushed or pulled, it doesn't move an inch. Someone has spread dirt and rocks both underneath it and around it, seemingly to keep the planks stuck in the ground. I want to open it. I'll quick save, and then I'll open it. You should take a look at the other side to be sure it's even possible, especially since it may take a couple hours without proper tools. Okay. Need to see what's on the other side. I return, I explore the southeast part of the village. Ooh, you find a small backyard. The ground is beaten, the grass grows only right next to the buildings. It would have been a fair spot for training dancers and fighters. The stakes of the palisade are covered with playful carvings left by children who were portraying monsters, weapons, and humans. The rubble has been pushed into corners of the house. The furniture is broken, but you find something of use in one of the piles. A slightly rusty piece of steel. Once you pull it out, you realize it's a quarrel for a crossbow. Still usable! It won't be difficult to find a use for it. Feel a slight aching in your stomach. I don't like that keeps happening when we're here. What does that mean? Hang on, what is a quarrel? I actually don't know. A supply of arrows made for a crossbow, a weapon that you do not possess. Dang it! Okay, well I have them. Let's go to the main square. Ooh. In every village, the main square is the fancy area meant to charm the travelers. This is way more than you expected. The houses are as big as Hovlevin, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of an expensive coated wattle. The tiles for the roofs also had to be brought from a different settlement. You peek inside the three smaller buildings, the rotting remains of their former splendor. The birds living in dozens of nests respond to your arrival with quite a commotion. You don't even find a single dragon bone, nor a tool or a piece of furniture left unbroken or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no buckets, but you'd be afraid to use it anyway. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found their death while climbing up the walls. Suddenly you hear a sound coming from the largest building. Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan. I'm gonna check it out. You step cautiously towards the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candlelight shows you unbroken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. I didn't want it to come to this, but stay where you are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or you damn thinker, it'll get a bolt. Oh, okay, don't hurt me, I'm not looking for trouble, I'm a Roadwarden. Are you really going to bet everything on a single shot? Don't miss or I'll get angry enough to swing my axe. I'm the new Roadwarden, let's talk. I'm a Roadwarden, so I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? Relax, stranger, I'm a Roadwarden. I did not want it to come to this, so did they know we were walking around? I'm the new Roadwarden. Relax, I'm the new Roadwarden. And you chose this place to visit? From all that there are, even outlaws don't come here. He pauses, then goes on before he responds. And maybe you're telling the truth, so let's say this. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready, but you won't do anything stupid, right? No running, no jumping. Show your hands. The man's voice lacks confidence, and his accent is tricky for you. He could be from the distant south, but as long as you don't speak too quickly, you understand one another. You don't hear any other movements, breathing, voices. You lean your axe against the doorframe and make sure that your knife is well hidden. I walk inside. Ooh. The dense smell of urine hits you with full force, while the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish. The route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and loose wooden beams. There are scraps of rusting iron and steel on the ground, detached from the now destroyed barrels. The Scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at the floor with his loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though, a bit skinny. He's tanned, dark-skinned, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by a fire, just like the rest of his forehead. His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot, in a dirty linen shirt with rolled-up sleeves and simple pants that could use a cord for a belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed and tangled. I'm gonna trust him. He sounded scared. I don't think he wants to hurt me. Hopefully. So I'm gonna sit on the stairs with raised hands. I'm not a threat. You wipe the dust off the steps, but before you sit down, you hear the man's annoyed voice. Now don't get too homey. It's the only place here that's not just ashes and debris, and I'm not sharing it. You better ride ahead. I already piled up whatever hasn't rotten. The candle lights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. He moves his crossbow just enough to make sure he won't shoot you by accident. I saw your horse. Maybe you could help me, What are you looking for in this place? You don't sound like you're from the north. Maybe I could help you? How do you mean? What do you want? But at least you're not overtly hostile. I mean, you do have a weapon pointed at me, but, I want to make sure... Let's see. I was looking for another Roadwarden, or, Heard about some bandits, they could have a hideout nearby. I was wondering what cause. I don't want him to get mad at me. He's got a crossbow pointed at me. I want to make sure there's no undead crawling around. He nods. I've seen none. People say it's been less than 10 years since the herds came here. But I don't know if anyone bothered with raising the pyres. If not, the dead are all roaming the forest now. He clicks his tongue with frustration. And maybe that there's a walker somewhere under the debris, waiting to break through like a dragon in an egg. He looks straight at you. You'd better not dig. Listen. He scratches his thighs nervously. I'm hungry, so damn hungry. I can't hunt or fish with all the ape men around. Can you share anything, Roadster? I may be a drifter, but I wouldn't beg if I had not lost my bags on the road. Let's see. What have I got on me? How much am I willing to give? Okay, I have 3 food rations, a small healing potion. Okay, dried meat, crackers, nuts, seed, fruits, and water. Cereals and cracker with some water, you'll have gruel. Prune, sausage, and some nuts should be enough for tomorrow as well. I mean, if we go to an inn, I could probably get more food, right? How many bones do I have on me? 3. That should be enough for at least a room. Will be nice. Here, I have a few prunes, a sausage, and some nuts. Should be enough for tomorrow as well. Ha! You say so, but you don't know my dearth. He bites into the sausage right away, but after a couple of solid bites, he puts your gift on an unfolded tunic that's lying on the floor. Without you, I would have run after birds with my ballista, but I need to save the bolts for the ape men, and because of those stinkers, I can't roast here, and raw meat makes me want to puke. Thank you. After a moment of hesitation, he grabs one of the plums. Now, Roadster, he says with a full mouth. If you have questions, ask. I'll say a lot to make you get me out of here. Wait, you want me to take you with you? With me? What? Should ask him what he wants. Where do you want to travel to now? What will you give me for my help? That sounds like it might be the last one we can ask, so let me see. I'm looking for another Roadwarden, a man known as Asterion. I've never met him, but I surely heard his name many times. He vanished long before I got to the coast. At first, people are asking about him. Now they think he's dead. I'm not sure if he is. He may have run off, but I guess only time will tell. We still haven't gotten exactly to where he could be. In fact, we went the wrong way. We went the opposite direction. I heard about some bandits. Have you seen any hideouts nearby? No, I think they're in the north, or east. I'm stuck to the western road and no shell bothered me. Sorry, can't help you. Do you have any idea what happened here? Well, I won't guess, but I saw many ruins. There's no treasure and skeletons here, so this place means as much as dirt. Someone was barking too loud, so the beast broke through and made them quiet again. He clicks his tongue, and that's that. Talking's about nature's fury brings bad luck, don't you know? Sorry, I won't talk about it anymore. Have you searched the entire village? Are there no hidden treasures left? You came to the wrong place. Time, moisture, and those damn borers devoured all the loot. I've been here for a couple of days now, and all that's left is this iron I carried here. I was planning to get back here with some hired muscle and clear the collapsed buildings, but I doubt it's worth the time and risk. How do you keep the goblins away? I've got a trick or two to keep me safe. A little something that scares them away, even without magic. But tell you what, his smile turns into a wide grin. Help me get out of here, and I'm going to share some of it with you. Ooh. Tell me about yourself, then. He gives you a sullen glance. What for? I've got no legacy to keep alive in tales. I may tell you this and that after you take me out of here. Okay, understandable. This village makes me sick, literally. Me too, in the guts and the thinker. Gets easier with time if you're patient. Must be the air, the smell of death. Death and ape men piss. He pats his stomach while laughing. Okay, yeah, I've asked all my questions. What do you want? Let me explain first. I was in Howler's Dell, the closest village to the east and north. And people there are nice, you know? Not like in Old Pagos. They're all boring and grimmer than a cow. But they cry coin for everything, and damn good coin. I left, wanted to look around the ruins, see if there's anything left, and then moved to Pelt and hire the hunters to help me here. No luck. Bunch of grists jumped my packbird. I just bought it! He spits on the floor. Fast and nimble, but not brave enough to listen to me when all that screeching and scratching started. So it ran away with my bags. A few fell on the ground and I pulled them here, but you see how it is. I won't travel around with a tent on my back. He taps the crossbow with his fingers. I need maybe a day. Aye, just a day. And I'll have all the iron scrapped from the barrels so I can move forward. But I can't take my stuff all alone, and without me around the ape men are going to break in and steal all my shit. I need to stay here, but since you have a horse, come back tomorrow and help me return to Howler's Dell. How about it? I just need to know the road is safe. Safe as can be, I mean. Okay. What exactly do you want me to do? I need you to make sure there's no danger hiding on the road, from here to Howler's, or rather, I know there is some danger, but as long as you can get there safely in return, I'm sure we can handle some roaming monsters. He theatrically rubs his hands together. This ballista has hit more beast skulls than I have fingers, and I've never lost a finger, Roadster, only the toes. Maybe to prove it, he starts to count his fingers. So see if the road is clear. Then come here tomorrow. We'll pack my stuff on your horse and move out. But don't come when it's close to evening. We're going to need 3 hours on our feet, and I won't push through the night. Even sleeping next to 8-men tribe is safer. He chuckles. And don't make me wait too long. I can wait for a couple days if I find some food, but if you don't get back, I'll have to risk it no matter what. Why Howler's Dell? If you wanted to go south, we should travel to the Pelt to the north. You did mention the Pelt. I mean, I see your point, but I've never been there. Can they afford my iron? Do they have the means to pay for it? I need coins to find a handy bunch that will walk south with me, and I need a new staff and bolts. I know the village. It's a nice place, even as a smithy of sorts. I had a chance to take a look, though. It's a large inn, a safe one. They seem to be rich and have enough hunters to guide you south. You can use the iron to barter. Is that true? Or am I lying? Let me check my journal again. Yeah, that could probably... maybe that'll work. I did have a chance to take a look, so you can use the iron to barter. Well, it's a shorter path, I guess. Fewer spots to get surrounded by corpsers. If you're sure that's the best option, fine. I'll trust the Roadster's judgment. Well, you were wanting to go there anyway, we might as well. Also, I don't work for free. I have ways to pay you, don't worry. I can give you dragons, but I have to sell the iron first, so I'll need a bit of time, you see. 5 for a short escort would be plenty, I'd say. But if you want, I'll give you a secret jar of mine. A very fine mixture that scares 8 men away. Works on pebblers, too. Oh, I need it! When you ask if all this stenches of urine is somehow related to this potion, he just winks and chuckles. I'd also like to learn more about the villages you visited. He seems surprised. Sure. But I don't have connections there, just me eyes. He starts to hum. A longer pause. When you get to Howler's, you'll meet the mayor there, for sure. Theus. And whatever you do, don't ask her where she got her coins from, She's rich, stupid rich. But don't ask her how this happened. Trust me. He scratches his beard with a mournful look. I don't know if I did that or not. But if I did, that's an oopsie for me. But I appreciate the advice. I'll escort you. Thanks, Roadster. Just come tomorrow. I'll make it worth your time. Alright, I'm gonna leave for now. Your stomach makes that a painful groan. Where do you want to go? I might as well keep exploring, right? What about the northeast? Have I been here yet? I haven't. The debris was partially moved outside of the destroyed houses, but you find nothing of value. The table, cupboard, shelves, and bits and pieces were carefully ransacked. The wildly growing vegetables and herbs are the only remnants of the abandoned gardens. You spot fresh human footprints at the entrance to the latrine, most of which lead to and from the center of the village. You notice a set of simple tools leaned against a pile of rubble. A wooden spade and a shovel, a pointed stick, a hoe with a bone head, a stone axe. All of them are too old and too awkward to bother with transporting them around, but you'll know where to find them if you need to find them in the future. Good. Closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth. Your forehead hurts. You start to stumble. Joffrey, worried by the sight, pokes your head with its nose. Oh dear. Keep pushing. Oh no! Another few steps. You return your last meal. You spend a minute or so leaned forward, gathering your breath, and wipe your mouth. You feel better. Oh, great. I straighten up. Alright. How much time we got? We still got time. Northwest. Ooh, here we go. The colorful grass covers the entire fenced pasture. The large stone placed in the middle suggests it could be a playground for ibixes, or maybe it's just an old garden. You see a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south completely burnt down. All of these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Joffrey doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. A terrible stench of feces and rotten food scares you off as well. The paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. If the beasts were active, they would try to scare you off or hunt down your mount. This is their territory, and once they wake up, you'll face a furious enemy. Oh yeah, let's leave! Where can we go? Northern Gate, I think, is the only place we have to go to. Aha, here we are. The paths here have almost been reclaimed by grasses. To your east and west, you see shadowy alleys behind damaged buildings. I want to open the gate. It may take quite a bit of time, but with the wooden and bone tools you found in one of the buildings, you'll speed up your endeavor. Let's get the tools. You take off your cloak. I'm so dirty again. And put away your bags and satchels while Joffrey grazes gladly in the meadow. After looking at the pile of dirt, you let out a sigh. You start with the larger rocks, removing the ground around them and pushing them into a single pile. Then you do the same on the other side. The simple shovel and pitchfork help you a lot, and once you get used to them, the work goes smoothly. You're done here before you get too tired. From now on, passing through this place will take you less time. Nice! Alright, I'll go somewhere else. Anything else I should look at? Northern Gate? What about... Quick save? What about the well? It's filled up with soil, and you find nothing interesting in the area around it. Aww. What about the nearby tree? You don't find anything worth picking. The half-dead Keenses have maggots crawling under their skins. You wonder which part of this meal is more tempting for the dark-winged birds sitting among the branches, the flesh of the fruit or the worms. Keenses are rarely eaten without having a chance to blet. You can safely guess they were meant to be dried, or to add taste to the cookies or hard drinks. After a few moments, you realize that the bottom part of the tree, just above the ground, is partially charred. Someone must have opposed a torch here, but the wet wood didn't burst into flames. Interesting. So that's like the only tree here that isn't destroyed? We'll go somewhere else then. Alright, yeah, we'll walk far away from the walls. Leaning on your mount, you go outside, keeping your mouth shut. After a few minutes, your eyes get clearer. Maybe better to leave her to at least stay away from the village for the rest of the day. Yeah, we got through the village. Head to the river? Ooh, I didn't see this though. You see a quenching family of boars, some of them brown, some black. You consider turning back, but they pay you little attention. The river's not too wide, yet unusually deep, with banks altered by the locals for decades, if not centuries. The water is cold and clean, yet filled with long plants growing from the bottom. You would rather avoid jumping inside or drinking from it, but you're tempted to at least wash your face, neck, and hands. Dozens, if not hundreds, of small fish are looking for tasty leaves, but also try to avoid their predators. A dance of life, completely unaware of your presence. You suddenly realize there's something else buried among the kelp. A rusty sickle sticking out of the ground, a couple of stone axes and hoes. The wooden handles in a large wagon are covered with moss, but you recognize their shapes. Why would someone drop them here? On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest, impenetrable for a rider. Turn back. So what happened? I really do need to get clean again. This river would be a decent spot for a fish trap if I had one. Aw, dang it! I do have a fish trap. I need to grab that, don't I? Let me look at the river again. So, the living stream filled with fish and plants won't help you much. The oak ash soap you own can help you get cleaner. I wash my shell. The kelp forest reaches to the water surface, surrounded by little creatures and the smell of river plants. You crouch by the bank and draw handfuls of water. Nice. I'm a little cleaner. Just a teensy bit, but it's something. Can I eat? Oh, I did give my last food ration. But I think we'll just have to eat this, and we'll buy some more when we get to the inn. We need to have something in our belly. Alright, well, we'll have to come back to the Scavenger next time. Or tomorrow, I guess I should say. We'll probably get to tomorrow. But why don't we check out... We can go west. There is that tree, and some of y'all mentioned blood. Maybe I should check that out? Yeah, sure, why not? We'll see what happens. Let's see. I'm gonna save. Approach the altar. I make an offering. Someone said blood. I'm gonna try blood. How much? Oh dear! Oh no! I make a slight cut on the palm of my hand. It'll hurt only a little. Your blood spills on the altar and it sinks into it before it gets to the edge. The tree greets your offering with the sound of moving, stretching branches. You try to ignore the pain and prepare water and bandages to take care of the wound. Did that not do anything? Oh, I guess not. You're barely standing. Okay. How about we just go down here then? Yeah, let's go. I believe this is east? We'll see. Ooh. The shapes of mountains are cutting through the horizon. The water gets gradually less muddy. The cleaner it gets, the more animals you see. A family of deer blocks the road, resting enjoying the cold water, which would be deadly for a human stomach. You consider riding around them, through the sparse meadow, but your presence also causes them to disquiet. Without much haste, they regroup and run east into the leafy forest. Aw, bye-bye. It was nice seeing you. What have we got here? Ooh! You've reached Hag Hills, the walls of stones that have blocked the city's grasp. The one well-established route through them leads through the valley where you found Tullius' camp. There are no maps of the highlands nor local tribes, only stories. The beaten path leads you by the garden beds of herbs and vegetables to an old, yet not abandoned mine, hidden behind a massive door made of steel. Huh, is this the end of the western? Oh, it is! I can't believe I didn't go over here. Oh, I just realized. I can't use this healing potion for that quest. Oh, okay, I can't use my inventory right now. We'll hopefully not die here. I look around. There's no hitching rail for a mount. A bearded, skinny elder sits still on a bench, observing you like a sculpture, with his legs crossed and fingers interlocked on his abdomen. I get off my horse with a lowered head. I approach him. I'm seeking your guidance, old man. Without a word, I observe him from the saddle. I get off my horse respectfully. Look around. I think something has swallowed your wall, old man. Better move your veggies inside. That sounds like a threat. Good day to you. Don't worry about my horse. I'll keep it away from your garden. Yeah, Joffrey is a polite young horse. I'll be friendly. What's up, man? Only worms too stupid to understand me would eat what's mine. You dismount and mention that your palfrey is no worm, but the man reprimands you with a thick accent. Let me see you whilst you could speak. I can nay hear without magic, but I'll read your lips. Oh, sorry. He doesn't yell, but his voice reminds you of a combat instructor from the city. His face is wrinkled, but he sits straight, with beard and hair still carrying glimpses of fair blonde. He's tanned like a worker, and his eyes are blue and piercing, as if they belonged to an infant. You're nae from here, and I will nae welcome a stranger in this refuge. Say what you're looking for, and be gone. The stories of my ancestors may reveal to me who this man is. My ancestors? What did I... Oh, because I'm a pagan? Let's see. You ponder about his unusual vigor in the unguarded garden. He may be a spiritual leader of a pagan community, most likely a spellcaster. Druids try to protect others from nature's wrath by teaching them to respect the laws of balance and restraint. Different tribes develop their own traditions. But you know that in this province, such priests prefer to be addressed as forest speakers. Oh. Interesting. I explain who I am. What do you call him? Forest speaker. He lowers his head and closes his eyes, taking slow, deep breaths, forcing you to wait in silence. The elder is tall, with long hair and a beard that was let loose a long time ago. His sandals are covered in dust, and you spot dirt on his clothes and skin. The woolen tunic and linen were made with care, decorated with colorful threads at the collar and sleeves. Now all the blues and greens have faded, and the fabric is held together by patches and stitches. He unfolds his hands and puts them on his lap, palms up. You know our customs, at least some of them. Those who know how to bow to the trees will never suffer from wild creatures. Oh, good. We're waiting. The man stands up and approaches your palfrey. Without touching it, he observes its eye, mane, stomach, and rear. Joffrey ignores this examination. Oh! What? My nose was right then. Astarion is dead, as are his plans. His plans? Such is the fate of all dreamers. He turns towards you with a grim look. Are you going to look for him? You nod. Why? If he's vanished into the fogs, there is nae point in putting yourself in danger. What do you expect to find? It's a job. There's a reward for finding him. I mean, that is pretty honest. There's a lot of dragon bones and his gear riding on this. But it's also true that I don't know... What do you mean his plans? Was he one of you guys? It's a job. He closes his eyes and nods slowly. The people of the north need someone willing to jump through the fire in exchange for furs and iron. Yet I wish you focus on saving the living, nay, chasing those who are already gone. With lively steps, he heads towards the spring. He washes his hands, once again forcing you to wait. He tries to dictate the pace of the conversation and put me in my place. Old people need time to gather their thoughts. I don't know what he's trying to do, but I don't want to get angry at him for no reason. Especially if there's a nice place in here we can chill at. His voice is warm. So, how can I help you? Oh my goodness. Have you met Astarion? He wanders among the garden beds, from time to time touching the leaves at hand. He was here, more than once. He was nae one to stand aside and let events play out by themselves. The villagers from the north are sometimes in need of my assistance, and Astarion was serving them as messenger. He bends down and tears away a small, flowerless plant. He wanted to settle down among these roads, maybe to live freely. He had great plans and wanted to make this realm flourish, to rebuild the ruins, get rid of the brigands, and clear the trade route. I told him that the forest needs nae more people, and that this realm is too wild to feed and clothe everyone. His greed and dreams have eaten him, and now he is nae more. Oh my. So those are what his plans were? He pauses and you can hear his heavy breathing, as if he's getting tired. He straightens up. And that's that, traveler. If you want to look for a shell, travel north, far north. People there should know where he is. I'll do that. He's observing your lips. Do you need anything else? Can you tell me anything about the altar near the crossroads in the north? He smiles. 'Tis the tree you should pay attention to, the true gift from the forest. It answers to our offerings and rewards us with magnificent fruits. They heal both shell and soul and make anyone who eats them stronger than they ever were. We gather around this altar whenever the winter ends, and whilst it requires a painful sacrifice from all of us, it prepares one soul for the future like nothing else could. Okay, so I need to give it more blood, I guess? I dabble a bit in herbalism. Any chance you'd sell me some of the woundwort you grow here? He looks at you with a renewed curiosity, then rests at the wooden bench, from where he glances at pink flowers. His beard shakes as he tilts his head forward. Wishing to help the wounded, I see. A notable goal. Once his eyes turn towards your lips, you see a doubting, raised eyebrow. 'Tis a good reason to pick their flowers and leaves, but you'd leave me with nothing but bare stalks and black tubers in the soil. And I quite like these tubers. You wish to take the oils away? Take care of the rest. It shouldn't take more than an hour, alright. Very well, I guess. I have time. Grab yourself a cloth from the bucket. Keep your knees from the dirt. His tone has not a hint of light-hearted invitation. It's an order of a master addressing their pupil, a statement as undisputed as the color of the sky. You put away your belongings and grab both the cloth and a small spade that's placed next to it. As you prepare Joffrey to graze in peace, you notice a horned bear among the nearby trees just right down the path. It completely ignores your presence, and as you're reaching for the axe, you hear a calm voice of the elder. Let the beasts drink in peace, they seek nae harm. After a minute or so, you place the cloth on the ground and kneel on it. You start by cutting away the oily parts of the plants with your dagger, and placing them on a wax-soaked linen cloth, hoping they'll stay somewhat fresh before the season ends. You stop caring about the way they color your fingers with green and pink. You don't have to be gentle either. After all, you plan to remove the woundwarts in their entirety. The man interrupts you before you start digging. I do nae expect there's many herbs growing in the city. You look at him and wipe your forehead with the sleeve. Once you learn how to read, you can find a lot in the Urbania. The monastery has a great garden wall with all sorts of valuable plants. My neighbors used to be farmers before they lost their homes. A lot of people have gardens in the city. I wasn't born in Hovlevin. What did I say about my character again? I left home to escape my difficult past. I was a pagan. Strong connection to nature and spirits. Your vanishing traditions are forbidden in the 10 cities and seen as sinister or treacherous. Perhaps I didn't grow up in the city then. If I'm running away to escape my past, maybe in this character we're creating, I left. I grew up somewhere else, ended up in Hovlevin, and then I left. I'm running away. Or maybe I ran away from where I grew up, who knows? I wasn't born in Hovlevin. He nods. I figured as much. You add 3 bundles of black woundwort to your bag of ingredients. Nice! You stab the soil with the spade, getting to all the black rhizomes and roots you can find. The man tells you to leave the garden bed as it is so he can add some animal dung to it. You've gathered a small pile of yellowish worm-like tubers, still covered in dirt and not much longer than a finger and disturbingly twisted. You gesture at the results of your work, but the man frowns and looks towards the pond. You forgot to wash them, herbalist. Just wash them before you eat? Alright, fine, I'll do it. You get closer to the tiny waterfall. You stand across it and let the cool water do your job for you, in the meantime washing your hands. The refreshing touch tempts you to take a sip as well. Finally, you put the tubers on the bench, and the old man, without a comment, grabs one of them and puts them in his mouth, chewing with a hint of a smile. Your mount just woke up from its short nap. Aww! Good Joffrey. What can you... I don't want him to get mad at me. I like this old man. Forest speaker. I've heard about some bandits. Were they bothering you? He strokes his beard, but then grasps it nervously. There are souls who steal from the White Marshes, a village in the north. They would nae dare show up here, but those brigands are brutes, simpletons. Eva, their leader, Glaucia, listens only to force and will humiliate for the enjoyment of her band. She will nae be afraid of some lost Roadwarden. He lets go of his beard and lowers his head. She's drifted so far away from her old self. A kind, bright girl from Gale Rocks, loved by her parents. But now, do nae cross her, or she'll find you. Oh god! What can you tell me about the peninsula? Can? I've lived here for almost a century, traveled both by the paths and through the wilderness. His voice becomes stronger and makes you think of a bard, but I will nae be your guide or a teacher, and if there's anything I can wish for, 'tis that you will stay away from the woods. The creatures get angrier the more we take from them. They do nae listen to our warnings, and one day they'll bury us under a storm of claws and fangs. There will be nae soul to spare a tear for us." His eyes are harsh as a hawk's, making him look like a priest who hears a child asking for honey on a day of ceremonial fasting. "Do nae poke the hornet's nest, do nae ride east, and never use the path that runs through the heart of this land. That road was meant to save time, but only brings death. Be a servant, nay an overseer. Do nae try to bend this place to your will." He points at you and wags his finger after every word. "Your will, anyone's will, is to key to danger, nae salvation." Okay, I see what you say. Respect nature. Then maybe that thing I did with the dusk foxes was good. I thank him. These instructions are in line with my own thoughts. He's observing your lips. I want to know what happened to the village in the east. And I am nae willing to tell you that. He raises his chin, and his beard shakes. That shameful tale ought to be kept in the past, for the sake of the living. It does seem pretty bad. I mean, you throw up just from sticking around too long. It seems like the path at the heart of the woods is quite dangerous. It has a long and dark past, and already caught many souls in its builders. 'Tis paved with blood, and last 10 years have revealed it was all for nothing. Since the days of... He glances at you, once again was surprising you with how shiny and lively the blueness of his eyes is. Of grand discord, the tribes of this land are locking themselves in their fields and houses, too afraid to leave them behind, too untrusting to meet other souls unguarded. 'Tis nae the first road to be claimed back by the wilderness, and will nae be the last. You ask if he has any tips for you on how to survive such a trip, and he tells you it would be wiser to just avoid it. He then reaches to his pocket, grabs a leaf, and puts it in his mouth, chewing gently. Death may take many paths to a stranger, but cats are the one enemy that's both as dangerous in stealth as in combat. No human can find it alone. If you see one of them, and it's nae too late, do nae provoke it, make it wary, but nae scared. Look big, talk a lot, seek its action in its eyes. Alright, thank you. How can you survive in this place being all by yourself? His raised voice makes him sound like a preacher. One day, me and my wife will be but defenseless old people, but we've studied Numa and leaves for many decades. I heal wounds and illnesses of humans and animals alike, and the beasts listen to our whispers. The holy seed lets our shell wait for death and strength. What can you tell me about the druids? He strokes his beard gently. I will nae share our paths with strangers. We are of the people of Howler's Dell and of the lands around it. What can you tell me about this place? Your eyes see what there's to know. People found copper in a cave. It's been abandoned for a long time now, so we turned it into a shelter to stay close to the sacred tree and its altar. We're servants, my wife and I, and this place is nothing more than a servant's house. Do you have any jobs? I believe your goodwill, and I'm in need of your help. He gestures for you to follow him to the pond. 'Tis nae a dangerous task, but one I can nae accomplish by myself, and my spells are nae enough to ask animals to fetch for me. He speaks very slowly. At the northern coast you'll find Gale Rocks, a village of fishers. One of them is in my debt, and I want you to collect what's mine. You want to ask him about this debt, but he doesn't look at you. He points at a shiny, large fish with orange and golden scales that's swimming just nearby. This gorgeous creature is an Epirus carp, one of the few animals that thrive both in the seas and the lakes. You don't know where the man found the large worm that he now drops in the water, feeding his pet? Go to that place and find Photios. He's a young father, an ocean folk with scars on his neck, which he will nae hide. Ask for the male Empress carp, but beware, I need it alive, so it can mate with the one I have. He stands up and approaches you. I do nae sleep on dragon bones, but the Numa's in my blood. I'll use some of it to heal your wounds, though nae more than once. That's fair. I agree. I'm glad. The Empress carp we have keeps our waters clean of leeches, at least as much as it can. One more would help us greatly. He's not willing to speak. He doesn't trust me enough to tell me about the druids. We'll ask about the cavern. I think the answer's probably gonna be no, but we'll maybe stop at the inn. We'll see. Can I enter the cavern? I need a place to rest. Why would I allow a stranger to do such a thing? Alright, I'll go get your fish. It was nice to meet you. Have I been to Gale Rocks yet? I've been to Foggy Lake. Northern Road. Oh, I have a fish over there. The peat fields, Dusk Fox, Old Garden. I haven't been to Gale Rocks yet. Okay, so I could probably head there another time. Can I have a small healing potion. Can I take it? There we go. Nice. Now that we are doing better, I say we travel. Where should we go now? It feels weird to go to the inn and then go straight back to the ruins, but I suppose maybe we can travel a little bit? Go this way just a little bit and see what we find, or maybe we should just wait out the day? Okay, wait, if it's 4 hours to get to my fish, how long do we have before dusk? Okay, we won't make it back before dusk. I want my fish! Alright, we'll wait. Howler's Dell. How much time do I have on that quest, by the way? For, that person? Because somebody wanted a healing potion from me. Okay, deliver it on day 10. Maybe I could buy a flask or two from the monks who live near Old Pagos. Okay, we could try. And what do I have in my inventory now? No food, so I'll definitely need to stock up. But I have some herbalism stuff. Yeah, I've got some alchemical ingredients, a bunch of marsh rebels, woundwort. Nice. I need to find a place to work on that. I still haven't found one yet. Alright, well, let's travel. Where can I go and come back to without anything happening? I mean, if I want to check the Eastern Road... This is the Eastern Road, right? Yeah, and I haven't found anything. And I walked all this way, but maybe I just haven't... Or, oh, well, maybe there's another Eastern Road this way. Because this arrow by the Foggy Lake goes east. So that's probably where I need to go. But that's way too far away from Pell to the north. If I take 2 hours, I could probably get back to the inn. Maybe I could tell Tulia what happened. We might as well try, right? See if Tulia wants to say hi. We'll just do a quick little bit of traveling. We're back! Tulia welcomes you with a smile. Is everything all right? The soldiers are walking in and out of the camp, carrying large logs to prepare a supply for another pyre. I have more questions. Here we go. Guess what? I met with Caius. You mentioned the tavern in Foggy's care. Tulia sighs with relief and rests her hands on her sides. Alive. That's good to hear. Deserter or not, how's he doing? How was he doing? Yeah, I think that's the nicest way to say it. If I remember, he was doing really rough, and he was wanting to forget, so... The guys called him crazy, but I think they do genuinely want to make him feel better, or at least I hope they do. The people around him try to put him to good use. His soul is healing, even if slowly. You describe what you've seen, making her reach behind her head and take a deep breath. I guess I ought to be a bit less angry thinking about my squad, though that's quite a request, she chuckles. I'm so glad he found kindness in this land. I wish he didn't have to look for it, though. Do you have any idea what happened to the ruined village in the west? Nah, there were goblins around the walls, so we never went there. But I was told that the wrath of the Urds crushed it, maybe 10 years ago? Her companion agrees with a nod. If there were any survivors, they're surely gone by now. Maybe they moved to other settlements or left the peninsula. Or they got caught by bandits. I don't know. The wagon and all the tools in the river, it seems like they might have just ditched stuff and ran. Have you ever encountered the bandits from the north? She lets out a sad sigh. So there are other bandits in the woods after all. Her companion hits his forehead with his palm. This peninsula really hates us. We can't make a dent in its shell. Tulia puts a hand on his shoulder, then looks back at you. Thanks for telling us, Roadwarden. If I survive long enough to report to someone, I'll make sure to mention it. Maybe I should learn more about them first. Sure, good luck with that, the man with a bird chuckles. Did you ever enter the road leading through the heart of the woods? Oh, we were advised not to. Have you seen this huge gate in the west, made of rocks, very tall? We met a guard there, named Quentin, maybe? A kind soul, but a bit slow. He almost begged us not to enter the woods, so we took a longer route. That's where all the settlements are anyway, her companion chirps in. We didn't miss much. I see. Yes? Thanks! You're ready for further the journey. Oh, could I use the barrel of water? I am very dirty. Barrel was recently refilled by the soldier. You fish out the few drifting insects. The oak wash soap you own is not enough to let you get cleaner. Ah, dang it. Alright, well, we'll just travel. We are too far away to go anywhere else. We won't get there before nightfall at the very least. So let's stop at the Pell to the north. We have someone to bring here tomorrow. The guard ignores your arrival as you walk in. The other hunters practicing archery and fixing their equipment in the courtyard. You hear the clinking of tools coming from the armorer's workshop. I go to the well. Let's see. I wash my shell. I really need to. Oh, a cold drink he drew from the bucket and tells you to use only as much water as is necessary. Then just a little bit of a wash. There we go. And I'll enter the inn. Oh yeah, maybe I could tell him about, the thingies. I know a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Any leftovers? Yep, you're lucky. Oh, nice! Hell yeah! I was planning to give it to the boar. He goes to the stove and in a couple of minutes prepares you a meal. Here, you see old rye bread, a fistful of nuts, and fresh green beer. While you're eating, he asks you if you need anything else. Your wares? Food rations would be nice. One. A crossbow. Oh, that would be so good. If only. But at least we have some rations now. About Glacia's band. He freezes, observing your hand silently. Oh, okay, so I can't even do that for him yet. That's all I need. The armor is nowhere in sight. I'm going to sleep. Sleeping on a couch. Rent is only one thing. I might as well do that and get my health up. We'll just do a little bit of sleeping in the room, get some night-night time. Oh. The sounds of rain wake you up briefly. Before you return to sleep, you think about your plans. Riding in the mud is difficult. Joffrey will have a rough time, especially on the unpaved grounds. Might be a good day to take a break at the inn. You hear a thunderous roar. You rise to your feet and rub the sleep from your eyes. The doors are opening. People are shouting orders and words of warning. As you open the window, you see what's behind the commotion. Something is on the other side of the wall trying to get through, and the guards are fighting it off with torches, spears, and crossbows. Thanks to their light, you see the large, furry paws placed on top of the wall walk. As far as you can tell, the beast is but a single leap from getting inside. Oh god, I need to help them. I'm the Roadwarden. You look for your gambeson and blade, still a bit foggy in your thoughts, and once you find them, you struggle to get back inside the jacket. As your habits kick in, you see the innkeeper right in front of you, holding a candle. You're a guest. Stay here, he says without a shadow of hesitation. My team has no time to worry about outsiders. Just after his words, you hear cheerful laughter from the wall. Judging by the way they point their fingers and lower their weapons, the beast is fleeing. Well, I shouldn't expect people that will need my help all the time. That's true. Some people don't want our help, and that's okay. That's just part of it. We're there for people who need our help, so I'll be chill. They took care of it. It's not dead, but hopefully it won't come back. Or if it does, I won't be here. Well, that's mean. Alright, the small room is quiet and far away from unwanted eyes. You take a calm bath, rest on a soft mattress, look through the window, and enjoy the few minutes of safety. In the morning, you find a stool with a large wooden plate bearing an aromantic breakfast, fresh rye bread, a sausage, a bowl of berries, and a mug of malty beer. Downstairs, the innkeeper is putting firewood into the stove. He asks you if you need anything. I'm good. I gotta go rescue that scavenger guy. I'm sure that today the might probably be a good day to rest, but we really need to get that guy. Today's the day. The muddy road slows you down. Alright, so we probably won't go far, but we'll go get the dude. The village remains dead. Let's go to the scavenger's camp. Alright, the entrance to the scavenger's hideout is hidden. You see scraps of metal organized in piles. Oh dang, he really did take it apart. While the old furniture has been dismantled into loose planks and pushed into corners. Aye, roadster! The man looks tired and his beard is sticky, but he smiles at you. If you're ready, I'll start packing the tent. If you don't want to wait, start putting the iron on your mount. It'll be quicker. Just say the word and we can leave. Actually, wait, do I take him to Howler's Dell? What was I told? I feel like somebody wanted iron. Oh, okay, I think it was Howler's Dell. They were looking for stuff they can't make by themselves, like iron. Okay, so maybe we should take him to Howler's Dell. Yeah, you were right, I'm sorry. Let's go to Howler's Dell. The scavenger keeps asking you to watch out for beasts and wraps the sharper scraps of iron in his cape. Folding the tent and putting it on your horses takes a while, and neither of you can sit down on the large pile of sacks and bundles. There's a long walk ahead of you, but for Joffrey it won't be much of a burden. Once you clear the room, you walk away. At first you hear only the birds and horseshoes. Then the man starts to whisper. Faster, eh? The apes are looking at us. You don't see any proof of that. Nothing we can do about it. I'm just gonna keep going. Just a casual jaunt through the woods. Uh-oh. You move forward, slowed down by having to secure the bundles on Joffrey's back and carry your own bags. After half an hour, the man asks for a break. Even though you shared your food with him, he's not fully recovered from days of hunger. But the farther away you get from the ruins, the more cheerful and talkative he gets, mostly speaking about the thing he needs to buy and how much he hated the damn place. True, it did make me vomit. It's nasty. Then the beasts show up. Axe! 2 dragonlings. Oh no. Each about 5 feet long, approach you from opposite sides, getting ready to charge at you. They lash their tails and screech, but you know that panicking and running away is the worst thing you can do. They're fast, used to chasing their prey near the roads, with a much larger advantage in an empty field than in the forests. Even on a horse, you could barely outrun them, and your best option now is to hold your ground. The scavenger knows it as well. He fires his crossbow, hitting one of the predators right in the skull. It clumsily falls down without another breath. The other dragonling jumps forward, surprisingly silent. The man reaches for a dagger, not much longer than the monster's teeth. I don't have a crossbow. I have full health. This guy has been starving for ages. Let me move in front of him. I've got my axe. You step in front of the scavenger and the beast speeds up. You dash away just in time, dodging not only the creature's jaws, but also its entire shell. Turns out it tried to jump on you. You step forward, having a single breath to take a wide swing across its neck. The head flies away and wetly thuds into the ground. The man laughs from shock. Thank ya, he pants heavily. It was way too fast. If I were in your place, I'd be dead by now. I better load the ballista again, aye? You take a moment to judge the situation. Neither of you is hurt, but a not-so-distant howling already reaches your ears. You can't take the dead animals with you. Joffrey won't be able to carry much more. However, a few claws could be exchanged for a dragon bone or two. Yeah, let's grab the monster's paws and go. Run! We gotta get out of here. We survived that. Yay! A dragonling's paw. The man breathes heavily, but doesn't ask for a break. After that, I understand why. Once you get close to the village, he lets out a sigh of relief. That's one soothing view, aye? The guard opens the gate quickly and take care of the scavenger's bundles, which Joffrey welcomes with a nicker. The man answers a couple of questions and asks if anyone has found his pack bird. After a short conversation, he stretches out loudly and looks at you. Ha! Now I don't have to point my ballista at the door whenever I hear paws on pavement. Once you mention the reward, his face gets serious. So, like I told ya, if you want your coins, you have to come back tomorrow when my pouch gets heavier. But I can, and would prefer to, give you the potion that repels ape men instead. It's useful, but not as much in the south as it is here in the woods. I feel like it might be more useful to take the jar. I know it's literally just, I don't think it's a potion, I think it's straight up piss, but wouldn't that be useful? We don't want to deal with those ape men if we don't have to. It didn't help against the dragonlings, but, I mean, he survived there for a few days without getting attacked, right? I can get dragon bones elsewhere. We did get a dragonling paw. I'll take the jar. Ha! I'm glad. He unpacks a large jar made of clay. I'm not gonna lie, Roadster. It's pure troll urine, he chuckles. Don't ask me how I got it, aye? If you want to scare off some ape men, use it before they see ya. Trolls eat them all the time, so they stay away for as long as they can. Oh, gross. You imagine that you can feel the warmth of the jar. Well, I won't miss it. I'll be here for at least a couple of days. You'll find me around if you need me. After all my recent camping, I'm going to spend a few hours kissing this nice, strong wall. He starts to laugh and walks away, waving goodbye. Don't spill. Do not spill that piss jar. You got troll urine? Hopefully I didn't just get scammed. Let's head to the main square real quick. Would you like a dragon paw? I bring goods to sell. What? You don't want a dragon paw? Fine. Nothing for now. What are you doing? Oh yeah, you told me you would tell me more about your travels if I helped you. So tell me. You must understand you're a roadster. People ask you for help. They don't think you'll steal from them when they're in their beds. He pats his bag. It's not the same when you're a drifter. They don't ask me to stay, to marry their kid, or to help them with the harvest. They just ask if I plan to pay for the room and stuff. You talk for quite some time, though it's difficult to uncover the details hidden in his tale. He claims he and his packbird came here by boat, about which he refuses to speak. He landed just next to Gale Rocks, a large fishing village near the northern shore. The people there were irritable and unwilling to chat idly with him, but opened their mouths after he helped them at the smokehouse. On sunny days, the locals hunt on shore, and when it gets dark, they hide behind the walls, gutting the fish. And when the weather goes to shit, they boil water for salt and put fish in it, then hop to the barrels, though I don't know, they don't have many trees around. Then they sell the meat to the villages and, places, he clears his throat, for crops. I let him continue. I was told to stay away from the White Marshes, though no shell told me why. I joined a group of fish traders who were going to Old Pagos and its monastery, but I hate that place. Bah, everyone does. He shrugs. I traded there for a bit. The villagers are cold. They spend days praying and talking on and on about their duty, and like grey, like ashworn, so I left at dawn, me and my bird. And wasn't that a mistake? He was attacked by a short bear-like creature. He tried to run away, but following his bird was a bad idea. He fell over in the thicket, so the monster had time to get to him. I hit it with a bolt, wasn't enough. I kick it so it bites my legs, tears my flesh away. I almost dozed off from the pain. But can you believe it? That lazy bird came back and charged at it with its beak. His dagger was enough to get through the surprised animal's belly. It ran away. How did you survive with such deep wounds? The bird was patient. Let me lean on it. My ballista scared Griffs away, and we got to Howler's Dell. That's where I found the elders. They agreed to heal me, but only for coin, and told me it's an exception. After a few questions, you're sure that by elders he means the local druids, held by the villagers in great esteem. They didn't want to talk with me a whole lot, said I'm impudent. His tone is filled with mockery. You hear that? I spent time with Theus? At least she wasn't boring. Why did you leave Howler's Dell alone? It wasn't smart to move to the ruins all by yourself. Ha! I shouldn't tell, and I won't. You already know all that you need to. Alright, I don't know if I learned much from you. Tell me about yourself. I could tell you stories for days, but who cares? He chuckles. I'm just doing my own thing, moving from wall to wall, sleeping where they let me, selling what I can, buying what I need, saving dragons for another day. I used to be a sailor. People called me Pyros because of, He points at the burned skin on his forehead. But I'm not one to push a plow or patch ship's sails all day long. I don't care if a corpser eats my bones one day. I'd rather be free for a few years than cage myself in fear for decades. Why does that name sound familiar? And I'm a damn good at staying safe, or rather I was, before I landed in this shithole. He touches the scars on his face. I haven't gotten one of these in years, but it didn't take 2 weeks and I almost lost my legs. Spent all my coin in Howler's Dell for Elder's magic. Not the first time I have an empty pouch, not gonna lie, but there's no coin waiting here. Once I push all the iron to the locals, I'm heading south. Though I won't ride alone. I'm not making that mistake again. That name sounds familiar. Am I just overthinking it? Okay, maybe he told me his name already. He's probably lying, but I won't let him know that I noticed. How are things? Well, I just arrived. I can tell you more tomorrow when I spend a few hours on something soft and sell some iron. But damn, that smell around me is quite something, isn't it? I'm jumping into a stream soon. Okay, bye. I don't want to be here for that. Leave the square. 2 guards are having a duel with blunt spears in the yard. A group of laughing villagers chasing after a runaway hog. We've got about half a day. The muddy road is slowing us down. Why don't we go to the Beholder again and give it more blood? We have 9 hours. I suppose I could always stop and get my fish. I could stop at the Foggy Lake. Go back to the Pelts. I do kind of want to explore around. Maybe we could go this way. But he said that thing deals with pebblers, right? So maybe we should head towards the pebbler and get past it. Where was that again? Oh, okay, I remember. We gotta go, on the western crossroads, we need to go south. So we need to go this way. That's where the pebbler is. But I don't know if I'm willing to risk that right now. How long would it take us to get here? 45. Do you think it's worth a peek? Maybe. I mean, we could try and spread the urine, see if that helps, and see if we got scammed. Better to learn now than later, right? Let's go this way. We're gonna risk it. For the biscuit! Path is clear. In a way, the pebbler is nowhere in sight, but the road is covered with leaves and broken branches. The only fruit-bearing trees are growing right on the sides of the road, surely planted there by humans. There are plenty of fruits and leaves the monster may chew on, so it may return any day now. Get rid of its food, but I'll gather fruits for myself, or let's hope the scavenger was right about troll urine. I mean, food would be nice, but I have some right now. Ugh. Let's see if the troll urine works. You keep the jar far, far away from you, holding your breath, then spread it around. A few splashes on the road, a few into nearby bushes and on tree trunks. Joffrey snorts and walks in place. But once you also draw breath, there's nothing unusual about the air. The urine smell is unpleasant, but nothing worse than Hovlevin's harbor. Let's hope that that works. Where are we now? A corridor of pruned trees leads you to a steep ascent. Behind them grows a peaceful meadow, filled with flowers and crickets and the humming of a waterfall. On the beaten path, you spot no footprints or wheel trails, but there's smoke on the horizon. Alright, let's see. The pastures and fields are spread over an unnatural plateau. Humans must have been carving in the hill for generations, covering it with soil brought here in buckets and wagons. Among the weeds and tall grasses, you spot rotting tools and a tunic. The pasture is overgrowing, so are the fields. Some of the oats are ready for harvest. Uh-oh. Oh no, are there bandits here? Especially harsh toward the village. Somewhere in the north, some sort of hideout. Maybe it's not them. I hope it's not. I'm gonna stay calm. The locked gate is taller than a troll, and you can't imagine climbing up the massive wall. For a moment, you follow the path to the edge of the cliff. The roaring ocean is more than 100 feet below you. You spot no one looking at you from the watchtower, no patrols of archers. The wall is occupied by black and blue birds of various types. You return to the gate and focus on the sounds. There's a few screaming ibixes. A young boy is crying. Uh-oh. Wait, is this old Pagos, or did I already look at that and I forgot already? The thudding scares away the birds. They caw loudly, stirring the cacophony of throats and flapping wings. Oh! After maybe a minute, you hear a bronze plate scratching against the wood as someone reveals the peephole. A strict female voice stops you from moving closer. Traveler! Old Pagos is secluding, for it has been smitten by a deadly plague. Begone before you get sick. Oh no! Do you need any help? I'm the new Roadwarden. No one can save us. You look into the young, brown eyes that match the skin of the black-haired owner. While the woman looks like a southerner, she has a strong local accent. She follows you cautiously without blinking, like a fighter waiting a strike. North from here in the monastery live masters of spell and potion, blessed people guided by the right themselves, and even they are powerless. You hear more footsteps gathering near the entrance. May them be blessed, for they look after our ill. A weak voice of an elder chips in. We thank you, Warden, the woman continues. We can't know how many of us will see the winter. If you really want to help us, warn the other tribes. They wouldn't move a finger for us, but we ought to protect them. Oh no! All of the village— no wonder the kiddo was crying! There must be something I can do. After she blinks, you catch the sadness in her eyes. I've heard such words more times than I can count. We've done all that we could. What's left is to ask the right to ease our pain and wait. Can I ask you a few questions, then? Ask, but there's not much we can do for you. We see no one, we travel nowhere. We were born on this hill and we'll die here. After a few breaths, her eyes get kinder. I'm Tertia. If you bring any news, I'll take them to our council. I know you're all sick and dying, but people are looking for spouses in the other tribes. She blinks, as if the question reached her from another realm. We can't be sure of the next spring, even less so that our gates will ever open. I can't offer you any promises for the tribes. Were you bothered by any bandits in recent seasons? Not in years, Warden. They did attack us on the road once before, but their little pack won't come here. At first her tone is gentle, but after she blinks twice it turns solemn. Or they would face our anger. Our walls fear only dragons. Our blades are made of steel. Looking for Asterion, the previous Roadwarden. You can't tell anything from her eyes. Isn't he dead? I want to know for sure. If he's not, what else? Souls perish on the road every day. We don't wait for him anymore. The best you can hope for is that he rode south. What is it that you were waiting for? That's not much of a secret. She looks to her right, then at you again. Head far east to the crossroads. You'll find a watchtower, an old building made of our stone. You notice the pride in her voice, but hardly used since the war. Your friend wanted to turn it into a shelter, hire guards, patrol the roads. He took our key and rode away. He was meant to meet with us again, trade for materials and tools. Never happened. Any idea who else could have such a key? Before it was completed, the builders were spending the rainy days in the coastal village in the far north. Gale Rocks, it's called. Ask there. Which way would you take if you were to travel to the watchtower? The northern route, most likely. There's more tribes there, but the eastern road is dangerous, no matter which way you're going to enter it. But if you care about time, she hesitates. You could check on the gates. Though open it on you may not be easy. It used to be that our guards were keeping it open for travelers, but the last one that we sent that way, Quintius, is either dead or seeking refuge in another village. Still, behind the gate you'll find the shortcut. It's a dangerous path, but your palfrey may be just fast enough to get to the other end. You ask her what she can tell you about this gatekeeper, and she gives you a warm look. He may not be the sharpest wits, but he's loyal to his duty and returns kindness with kindness, like we all should. Don't you want me to ask the other villages for help? There's no love between us and them. We don't share drinks, stories, or dances. If it weren't for marriages, our children would never see each other, and if it wasn't for trade, we could just live well on this mountain peak. They need our stone, we need fishes and salt from Gale Rocks, game meat from creeks, and grain from Howler's Dell. But all of them are harpies, led by greed and lust, the same ills that wounded our grandparents. She hesitates and looks to her left. Still, the wicked souls of White Marshes are even more buried in shadows. Sounds like you hold a grudge against them. She takes a deep breath. Yet I won't spread any rumors. As much as it saddens me, they need us to survive and we need them. And you're even stranger to us than they are. That's true. I am brand new. Tell me about this illness. What does it do? She glances at someone and something that stands to her right. It lasts a long time. Even those who seem to avoid death remain weak for days. There are fevers, headaches, red faces, red eyes, and rash. Those whom we had to burn were sleeping and raving, unable to understand us, and got too weak to move or even drink. She looks down. Children and elderly suffer the most. Why don't you harvest your crops? This feels like a dumb question, but even though her cold gaze doesn't break, her voice betrays her pain. Some of our youth refuse to stay behind the walls. They say they need to leave before they fall sick. If we were to let them outside, one of them could refuse to come back. You frown. No, it wasn't pain that you heard. It's shame. Oh, poor guys, old Pagos. It sounds like they're not having a good time, but do you have anything for sale? No, okay. She doesn't trust me to say anything more about the other villages. We used to get our supplies. We hardly have enough for ourselves. We used to get our supplies for rock and sculptures, but the monks advised us against it. Our wares may carry the illness. Okay. So they have an illness. Maybe I guess I could try to help, but right now it looks like it's not good. Old Pagos, a village of stonemasons and farmers set on top of a hill. You're currently here. I guess I could go up. What would I even find here? Oh no, did I miss my chance for my fish? I don't know. How long would it take? It would take 4 hours to get back to the Pelt of the North. How long do we have? We have 7 hours before dusk. So they're suffering an illness. I'm not sure what I can do for that. What day is it? It's day 4. Okay, so we still have time, but I definitely think we need to start moving around more. But where could we go? I think my fishing spot might be screwed. Unless I'm forgetting where that is. Oh, I was forgetting where that is. Okay, it would take 5 hours to get there. Where are the other villages? So we've been I don't know why I keep leaving this when I go back. We've been to Howler's Dell. Rockslide blocks us there. We've been to Old Pagos. Foggy Lake. Where do we go from here? And we've been to White Marshes, but we need to get to Creeks? I think Creeks is the only one we haven't been to yet. Let me look at my quests again. Oh, Foggy wanted to know. So maybe I should head that way. Okay, so we've been to White Marshes. We haven't been to Gale Rocks or Creeks. So we need to go there next. Where Gale Rocks is Northern Shore, Creeks is far north. So they're both the north. How long would it take for me to get to the Foggy? Could I stop for my fish on the way? 5 hours. Be like 45 minutes? Should we try? We might as well, right? We have news. We should take it. We could probably go up another time, but the muddy road is really slowing us down. So let's go that way and see if we can deliver the news, and then we'll probably stop once we get to that inn. The Northern Road. Your mount's hooves are pounding the ground loudly, and a few ducks flee into the lake. The howlers gather around as you approach their tree. The smallest of them are hanging from the branches, while a few larger ones get on the ground, observing you from the tall grasses. Let's see if the fish trap had any luck. Unfortunately, it's still empty. Alright. Then let's keep traveling. No luck on the fish trap, we'll come back. Let's head to Foggy, and then we definitely have to seek shelter here for the night. Once you get on the ground, Ilan points at the old rawhide you're carrying by your saddle. Looking for a blanket, friend? You'll find one clean and all in Creeks. This one will get smelly soon. Oh, thank you? The light shines on the water and the empty road. With no herbal beds or travelers in sight, the tavern looks like an abandoned hamlet. Let's talk to Foggy. Foggy is kneeling by the hearth, removing ash and washing the cauldron. She notices your arrival, but doesn't say anything. I bring news from Old Pagos. They're not good. Listening to your tale, she rubs her forehead. Well, not what I was hoping to hear, love, but I'm glad you went there. Better warn the other settlements. Folks should know before they send their own messengers. It's going to be a rough few seasons for all of us. She pulls out a dragon bone from her pocket and tosses it in your direction. Here, good job. She steps toward the ajar door and looks at the lake. Want me to do anything else? She scratches the stump of her missing arm. Her powerful voice carries a hint of a threat. I need a soul who can handle a delicate task, and I'm not sure it's you, dear. Aww. She doesn't trust me enough to give me another job yet. Okay. I have some questions about the peninsula. What can you tell me about, Gale Rocks? Because I need to go there soon. Not the nicest bunch of fishers, are they? She chuckles, but there's a motherly concern in her eyes. Harsh lives give birth to harsh folks, dear. They spend every sunny day on their fishing boats, then cut the sealfish all night long to place them in barrels or hang them in the smokery. They don't have crops, no lumber or iron. The coastal birds and rock squabs are their only game meat. It's not too dangerous being a fisher, but all they get comes from trading. Well, you can tell that's not good news. They try to be their own merchants, take the wares south, and with every year they need to burn more pyres. She scratches her broad chin. Hard to believe Gale Rocks is as old as it is, and that they stick to it no matter how difficult their lives get. What about the ruined village? Do you know anything about it? Steep House. Oh, Steep House! Aye, it keeps coming back to me. Poor little place. Those ruins used to be the richest village in the north. Placed so close to the pass through Hag Hills, perfect for traders and travelers. Her eyes show sorrow. They cared about the southern road, unlike the hunters from Pelt. They farmed, looked after their forest garden, and yet... She looks away and puts a thumb on her scarred lips. They would have done better spending their dragons on a proper wall. Not that pitiful palisade of theirs. They were inviting monsters. Okay, last one. How about Creek? But I finally have a name for the ruined village. There are many places you could call that, dear. Okay, well then... Whatever. Thank you. I spoke with Caius. I wonder why you did decide to keep him around. Ha! Do I need a reason? Her amused eyes get thoughtful as she looks at the ceiling. He came here as a poor soul in need, taught only how to use a spear and a shield. I know how it feels to have all that you're good at taken away from you. She straightens up and hits her chest with her fist. but so I know that new paths await us, with or without the help of others. Caius' legs may be buried in despair, but I'm ready to throw him a shovel once he asks for it. She pauses, then looks through the window. Though these fantasies of his won't help him ask anytime soon. They swallow his thoughts. Would you like the maybe willing to buy them? The jar of trolls urine. 4 dragons. Goblins are pests, but they stick to the south. Maybe later. I think I need to clean those claws if I'm gonna use them. Can I buy something? Fresh meals. Iron scraps. Set of bits and pieces made of iron and steel. 4 meals bought in advance. Time for me to go. I'm gonna sleep. I can sleep in the attic. You'll have plenty of space and many furs to choose from. The staff will help you take care of your mount's filth. Or sleep in the main hall, which would make me very dirty. I say we sleep here for the night. We do have free meals, so we'll use one of those, and then we're gonna start traveling. So we'll sleep. The monstrous shout wakes you up. The night is bright, and from the window of the tavern you have a good look at the yard. A few massive dragonlings are exploring the courtyard, knocking over wooden tools with their tails, putting their noses in the buckets and underneath the stairs. You count 5 of them so far, but you can't see the entire area at once. One of them spots your look and moves closer, still doesn't try to climb the door. Maybe it's experienced enough to know it won't get through. I'm gonna slowly close the door. I did kill one of them the other day, or I think it was that day, so we're good. Listening to the grunts of annoyed Joffrey makes you feel uneasy, but at least the furs covering the floor are helping you relax. You don't even notice when it's already morning, and while the smell coming from the lower floors is not inviting, at least it was not you who has to take care of it. Alright, well, I have a meal. Oh, I have 0 meals left? What do you mean? I thought I bought some. Oh, I guess I didn't. Alright, well, we're still not doing too bad. It's day 5. We still have 35 days left, and I think we're doing alright. So it's time for me to go. I know we can hunt with them, but I think we'll come back. We have some traveling to do. I think we either go up this way near Old Pagos, or maybe we should keep heading north and try to get to creeks and Gale Rock so we can spread the word. Not only about the bandits, but also about the illness. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can get more dragons, and maybe we can try and find Astarion too. That seems like the best thing to do right now, especially now that we're actually doing healthily. At least a little bit. If I could get enough dragons for that crossbow, that would be great, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But yeah, if you also have any opinions on where we should go next or where we should travel to next, let me know. I was very excited about finishing that last bit of the Eastern Path. Maybe we should go back to that tree and give it a lot of blood, but maybe we'll save that for another time. We still got a whole bunch of the map to explore. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, keep trolls urine with you at all times, and have a good day.